Welcome to the HMO Property Show. By investors, for investors. Catch us weekly as we discuss all things cash flow positive property investing. Whether you're a seasoned investor, a new landlord, or just curious about property investing, this is the podcast for you. Sponsored by the Co-Living Collective, your trusted partner in creating vibrant and sustainable shared living experiences. Visit us at colivingcollective.com.au to learn more.
Welcome back to the HMO Property Show. I'm your host, Neil Gibb, and this week, we're bringing you something a little bit different to the podcast. I feel like I'm just constantly banging my own chest, telling you how good we are and the results that we get and stuff like that. So this week, I thought I'd bring on a couple of our clients because we've been recording some testimonials lately, and I thought I'd let you hear the experience and the outcome and the journey that some of our clients have been on. Just to see if it actually resonates with anybody, to see if any of the things that are going through your head potentially were going through the same heads of some of the people that we've worked with, but they took the plunge, they decided to work with us, and they've got some pretty good results, if I do say so myself. So it's not too long. I think it's about 15-20 minutes. So strap yourself in, and if you've got any questions, feel free to reach out to me anytime. Enjoy the podcast. Hey guys, we've got Paul Featonby on the testimonials here. Paul, how's it going?
Yeah, Neil, very well. Thank you very much, mate. How are you?
Very good, thanks, bud. Very good. How long have you been a client of HMO for, mate?
It's over 5 years now. I can remember speaking to you on the phone 2020. I think it was during COVID, actually. And I was a bit reluctant to do an investment deal. I was going to sell my house in Melbourne and then use that as a deposit to buy not one but two HMO properties with you.
Yeah.
And ever since that has happened, it's been pretty good.
Yeah, right. Why were you hesitant at first?
Because I didn't know how it all worked, like this, how the system worked, how shared accommodation worked,
Right.
especially with the rent as well. How would I get the rent back? And yeah.
Yeah, and you used to live in Perth as well, mate. Did you ever live in a share house in Perth?
Yeah, and funnily enough, I did actually. It was the first house I lived in Perth was a shared accommodation, but there was only another person in there, so it wasn't multiple people.
Right, just two people.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. And we used to work together as well, mate, didn't we? We used to work on the Wheatstone project, and I'm pretty sure we were working together when I came up with this crazy idea of getting into property. And you kind of seen the journey from that first conversation on the Wheatstone back in 2014 to where we are now.
Yeah, correct. Like I say, I always remember going on your R&R on your leave, and you were always talking about real estate, where you were going around the country. Yeah, it's been very impressive for following you in the last couple of years, 5 years, whatever. It's just gone up and up for you and the company.
And working together and seeing that journey, were you hesitant to get involved, knowing that I'd been an electrician previously, but then got into real estate? Was that stopping you from moving forward at all?
Not really. Like you say, I was just a bit hesitant because I was selling my house in Melbourne, more or less what I've been living in. It was more of that, and I was going into the unknown of investment property.
Yeah.
So that was more of it, really.
And how's the journey been in the investment world, mate? It's the reason that we're on here is because obviously you've had some success, right?
Yeah, I mean, like I say, it's been very successful. Like I say, from day one, really, from 2020 up until now, it's still ongoing, very successful. Looking to purchase, another property. That's how successful it's been for me.
Yeah. Let's talk about property number one then. So we paid, how much did we pay for that one?
We paid $530, I think it was.
$530, yeah. It was an established property that we installed an ensuite on, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, correct. I think this property, I think it was already sold as a 6-bedroom, 4-bathroom. I think it was already set up.
Yep. Was it? No, it was a 5x3, but it had the theatre room with the...
That's correct. Sorry, yeah.
So we converted that theatre room into a bedroom with an ensuite.
Yeah, that's correct.
And can you remember what the weekly rent was on that?
The week, once all the rooms had been filled,
Yeah.
the weekly rent, I think it was roughly $1,000 to $1,200. I think.
1,200 times 52, so $62,000 a year divided by the 530. So you were getting 11.7 gross yield on that property.
Yep.
And you went to your accountant, didn't you, at the end of the year, and your accountant told you what you'd made on it? What were the figures from that?
Basically, this was over the two properties.
Oh, the two,
He mentioned that you basically earned $50,000 without lifting a finger. That was his words. What he said to me.
Fantastic. So that was off the second property, yeah?
Yeah, that was basically the combined properties.
Right.
Because I think it was like a year, or it was 6 months to a year in between when I bought the second property.
Yep.
And then after that year of obviously both of them, that's when my accountant said to me, "Oh, look, you've basically made $50,000 without lifting a finger."
Fantastic. As an electrician, I know we worked offshore together, but as an electrician onshore, if we were just working 40 hours a week, what would we be earning? 90 grand a year, something? 100 grand a year?
Yeah, probably about anywhere between 90 to 120 grand a year, I think.
So we earned half of our annual wage, and you didn't have to get up any earlier, didn't have to work any harder, any longer, or go work away or anything like that.
That's correct.
Yeah, cool. So after seeing the success from the first one, how keen were you to get into the second one?
Yeah, like I say, I saw how successful it was doing, and like I said, in the end I probably got I was probably doing your head in about when I'm going to get the next one, because I was constantly, aren't you, saying when can we do it? And we finally got round to doing the second one, and again it's been exactly the same as the first one.
Yeah. Cash flow positive, even when interest rates have gone up, still cash flow positive.
Correct, yes.
Yeah. And this is when you went to the accountant and he said you made 50 grand a year, positive cash flow without working any harder.
Yes.
Fantastic. Fantastic, mate. How has that affected your life?
Mate, like I say, I said to my partner the other day, I said, if I didn't know Neil, and obviously I worked with you before that, I don't think I'd be in that situation I'm in now. Like, it's really helped me become cash flow positive. It's like a passive income. Like it's amazing. It's still generating amazing income now. So yeah, like I said to my partner, Neil, and he's obviously the HMO core property has really helped me develop, safe cash flow positive life basically.
Yeah, nice. And not only cash flow positive, but your portfolio has gone up in value as well. Because a lot of people say to these, do you see capital growth as well as cash flow in these properties? So did we get both of them revalued, or just one of them?
Yeah, we got both of them revalued. Obviously, the first one was revalued around, I think it was like 850, and then the second one was like 750. This was like last year.
Yeah.
So no doubt, I know the Perth market's increasing every day, so that's gone up as well.
Yeah. And the second one, what did we pay for the second one?
Same price, we paid 535.
535, and that's gone up to 750 as well.
Yeah, well, according to, I remember a few weeks ago you said don't ever go off the realestate.com how much they're worth, but that one's currently sat at I think it's 804. 804,000.
Beautiful. And what's that one renting out for at the minute?
It's similar to the first one. It was around 1,000 to 1,200 per month.
Yeah, great. And what you did smartly at the start of this, Paul, like you said, you sold your principal place of residence, you freed up some cash, and then you rent vested, where you use your capital to invest in properties that are going up in value, and then rent in an area that you want to live as well, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you decided that you wanted to buy your own principal place of residence for your family?
Yeah, correct. I used equity of one of the properties to put down towards a deposit for me.
Yeah.
For my own personal residence in Melbourne here. And again, going back to the partner, I'd say, well, look, I wouldn't have been able to do this, if I didn't let's not say make the jump, but I was a bit apprehensive about not doing it. I'm so glad I did, because again, I wouldn't have been able to live where I'm living now by not doing it.
Yeah, cool. So what's the plans moving forward then, mate? When are we doing HMO number 3?
Yeah, mate. Well, I'm definitely keen to either look at even in Melbourne, or even doing a 6x6 in Perth with a granny flat, or there's plenty of options out there.
There is. What would you say to anybody kind of sat on the fence now a little bit, like you said, apprehensive about moving forward because they don't know if it works, or they don't know if we get the results that we get, or even if some people say that it seems too good to be true? What would you say to them people?
Yeah, I would say do your homework first. If obviously it suits you, what you're putting into the deal. But again, it's this from the last 5 years. I've gained a lot of. It's a stress-free setup for me now. Even with when you want to see the maintenance issues or how much rent's already been paid, you just use that Property Me app, which is fantastic.
So you just log into the software that we use, and you can see what's being collected, any maintenance tasks, any overdue rent, stuff like that. So you can see
exactly who's seeing in the room, when's their lease up till. It's a fantastic app.
What about vacancies, mate? What's the properties been like in terms of vacancies since you've owned them?
So I'd say that obviously the first one, there is vacancies, but it might be like anywhere between 1 week to 10 days. The turnarounds, it's quite rapid. Once someone moves out, then you can go on a website, and you could actually apply for that room. Whilst I was in Perth recently, I actually went onto a few of the website, and I could, I think 1 or 2 rooms was available in my second property, and I think the turnaround for them was 10 days to 14 days. It's a quite quick turnaround, and I spoke to the property manager, Freddie. He's an unbelievable property manager, fantastic. He's available 24/7. Any of my issues that I've got, he's there to look after my property needs. And he said to me, "Look, Paul, don't stress. We'll." And he said it before, and he's true to his word.
Yeah. Room rate increases, have they been increasing on the properties over the last 12 to 18 months or 24 months?
Yes, they have. Yeah, they have been. I think it's like 10 to 20%. It's been increased.
20% on 1,200-1,300 bucks. Quite a lot of money, right?
Correct.
Beautiful, mate. Beautiful. Paul, thank you very much for your time, mate. Anything else you want to add?
No, I mean, I'd actually say it's been very quick as how it's happened. It's been very stress-free. Exceptional property managers. You and Joe have done an excellent job, and the best thing is for me is the trust. I trust in you and the business, and as a friend as well. You're always there if I need a chat or anything really. It's been great.
Beautiful, man. Thank you very much. There you have it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the podcast today, and it's probably a good way to finish it on my saying that I haven't said for a long time. I keep forgetting about it. Every master was once a disaster, and every winner was once a beginner. See you next week.
Thanks for watching. Make sure you tune in the same time next week so you can stay up to date with all cash flow positive property updates.